what happened in this movie? I'm Jackie.
So, RoboCop, Doc Brown, and Lord Farquaad walk into a science lab. I'm Justin.
Tommy, you're perfect, but your strike team sucks. I'm Sam, and this is Buckaroo Banzai on Stinker Madness.
Hello, welcome to Stinker Madness, a podcast about bad movies by bad movie lovers for bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. This week on the show, currently streaming on Amazon Prime, Tubi TV, Pluto, Roku, all the other ones, but you gotta have ads. It's Buckaroo Banzai from 1986.
You can watch it on Prime without ads.
No, you gotta pay for it. Who does that? Starring Peter Weller, Christopher Lloyd, John Lithgow, Dan Hedaya, a guy who really looks like Uncle Rico. Who else we got here? Like everybody, Ellen
Clancy
Barkin,
Brown,
Clancy
Lewis
Brown
Smith as perfect
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah, that's the not Uncle Rico. Lewis Smith. I think Lewis Smith has tricked us a couple times before on this show as being not Uncle Rico.
Yes,
John Grease.
Penny.
Quite a few other people are
Carl
in this.
Lumbley
Ellen
as
Barkin.
John Parker, who would later become
Yeah, I got Ellen Barkin.
Ellen Barkin. John Ashton from Beverly Hills Cop playing Forrest Cop.
John Ashton. What's his name? Not speaking Beverly Hills Cop, not Victor Maitland, but his henchman who goes on to be God, what is his name? Hank. Not Hank. In Breaking Bad. And Better Call Saul. God, that guy's brilliant. I can't remember his name ever.
Are you talking about the long face guy?
Yeah, he's got a long face.
Yeah, Vincent Schiavelli.
No, that's not him. That's
Okay.
not him. Damn it. Shit, sorry, guy from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul that everybody likes. A bunch of people are in this.
Clancy, right? We said
we
Clancy.
mentioned Clancy
Okay.
Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, of course he's in it.
One of Clancy's favorite performances of his.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
we're a little late to this party because the 40-year anniversary on this was last year. And there's a fucking flood of interviews with everybody about making this movie that's in it. And
Oh, we forgot Goldblum. We forgot Goldblum.
Being
Jesus.
just bloomy enough that he doesn't take over the movie, but just bloomy enough that you're like, sweet, Bloom's in it.
I could have gone for some more Bloom.
I personally liked his outfit.
His outfit was ridiculous.
Everybody's outfit's pretty outlandish. There's like a tinge of Pee-wee in this whole thing. Like just like sprinkle of Pee-wee throughout. They salted it.
Well, there is. So in 1983, of course, Empire Strikes Back would happen. And then Hollywood would kind of warm up to the idea. Or they're warmed up to the idea, but they do what Hollywood does is they're like, okay, we can make science fiction now because it worked. Third time's the charm. Also, let's not actually do it, though.
Right.
Because in 1984, what you get is a blast that would set science fiction back another 10 years. And you'd get, in 1 year, this, The Ice Pirates, and The Last Starfighter.
None of which are really they're space movies. They're not, and this isn't really even a space movie, but they're not science fiction. It's not science fiction. Come on, seriously.
But that's what I'm saying. So you have this, which actively avoids being science fiction by effort of the producers. You have The Last Starfighter, which despite being heavily in space and the spaceship movie, actively avoids being the movie that it is called the entire time it is on screen. It's constantly trying to not have a space battle through its writing and dialogue. And then you have The Ice Pirates, which does what it wants, but The Ice Pirates only cost $9 million. And I think that's one of the things that it's like, well, you could always make a science fiction movie. It's just, they were and are really fucking expensive. Return of the Jedi cost $30 million, or $40 million, and Blade Runner cost $30 million.
Yeah, Blade Runner was expensive.
Like because you have Megaforce happening in between Empire and Return, And they still cheaped out, but they're like, we're going to spend $20 million on this. It's a really bad idea. But they didn't even get close to what Lucas was spending, mostly with his own money, on the Star Wars movies. And then, you know, science fiction flounders. They never really give it any attention. And then Cameron becomes kind of like, if it's not Cameron or Lucas and Spielberg or Spielberg, you're not getting anything like this. And when Cameron made T2 and spent $100 million, people were like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And then it came out and they're like, oh my God, this movie's fucking awesome.
Ka-ching.
But they spend more money than anyone had ever fucking spent on a movie. And then he did it again with fucking Avatar. Instead, you get this production was, at one point, they had brought in Jordan Cronenweth, who actually is the guy that shot Blade Runner.
Okay.
And they shot, according to Weller, like half the movie. And the producer's like, no, I don't want it to look like this. I want it to be campy. And he fired Cronenweth and brought in a guy that would just make it look really 2D and campy and flat.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, fuck. What the fuck? But the script, everyone was behind, and so they're like, okay, we'll shoot a bunch of this again. That's fine, whatever. Why is that watermelon there?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why the watermelon's there?
I'll tell you later, because it was there from a previous shot. And nobody moved.
They shot that and put the watermelon there so that they could verify that after being sabotaged halfway through with their cinematographer, that after the producer had done his things, that he felt like he'd put his stamp on it and he was good and he wasn't watching the dailies anymore. And that shot proved that he wasn't watching the dailies anymore.
Nice. That is the brown M&Ms in the Van Halen contract.
Yeah.
Just making sure you read the contract.
Yep.
To take the brown M&Ms out of the bowl.
Yeah.
That's pretty good work. I'm surprised that doesn't happen more.
Yes. So at that point, W.D. Richter, who's the director, who would go on to do, I believe he would write Adapt, because it was actually a screenplay that had been floundering around Hollywood for quite a while. Big Trouble in Little China. He would rewrite that. And so 2 real fun movies. He directed this. Earl McCrotch is actually the writer. And if you say his name faster, it's Earl McCrotch.
Earl McCrotch. If only there was like some sort of nasty sex joke about Earl, like you know, oh, you're getting an Earl today, because then you could, you know, Earl McCrotch, please. He's
truly the master of Bader. He's the Earl of McCrotch.
Earl McCrotch, lady. Go. Yeah.
Which there was a masturbatorium in this. Did you see that?
I missed it.
Okay, so there's like towards the end when they're in the yo-yo lab, whatever, there's a door that has "No one comes in here" written on it, but it's spelled CUMZ. Yeah. And they open the door and it's just got Viz Queen all over the walls, and it's like, okay, that's a masturbatorium. No one comes in here, and it's covered in clear Viz Queen.
Well, I think that the sign is incorrect then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's deceptive.
Yeah. It also had secret.
Secret. Yeah.
SEKRIT.
That's the one that's the secret. And then what was it like? If you discover the secret, you win a free trip to Planet 10, was what it said underneath that. That's been one that
I missed that.
The fans have kind of latched on to, that little piece of eye candy that you can grab. That's all over the trivia. Yeah, it's a really interesting little movie that doesn't make a lot of sense. And its conception is that Earl McCrotch had written about 12 or so starter scripts for Buckaroo Banzai and would just kind of abandon them. Mm-hmm. And then finally at one point, W.D. Richter's like, dude, they're going to make it. So let's fucking pick one to run with, and it was the one called like The President Wants the Jet Car or some shit like that. And so, but he had all these characters from these starter scripts that are sort of like, you have a rich backstory because he had fucking started 12 different stories of Buckaroo Banzai. And so you have all these guys that have names like Jeff Goldblum is New Jersey, Perfect Tommy, Rawhide, Reno, Nevada, that like, there's this feel when you're watching this that there's a lot more here than this movie, and it's because there's a lot more here than this movie. And I thought it was funny because I've always thought that this would have been like, dude, you should have just wrote this as a comic book. This would have been a pretty good comic book. I don't think you would have made any money. I think it would be one that like you and I read now, 20 years later, and go, oh man, how did I not know about this? But it never becomes a comic book. In fact, in 2021, they've just sort of, because not only did this movie tank, this movie bankrupted its studio.
Mm-hmm.
And so the bankruptcy and how this whole thing completely imploded a little side studio, the rights to this were in like a legal Pandora's box. No one could really ever figure out how to get this out of whatever. Like, no one owned it, but then if you wanted it, all of a sudden you'd have to, like, pay out to some of the bankruptcy liens or something like that. So it's just completely off limits to the point that there had to be some real backflips made when they finally did a DVD of it in the early 2000s. Like, they had to actually kind of really do some real finagling to even release this in home media because of how it single-handedly bankrupted a small studio. And then in 2021, the Buckaroo Banzai versus the World Criminal Order thing at the end that you're supposed to see, the sequel, that was released not as a comic book, but as a novel. Still not a comic book.
Right.
Marvel did do that. The on-screen comic was a real tie-in that Marvel did a 2-issue tie-in to this, which they were in pretty hot water in 84, weren't they?
Yeah, it wasn't great. Especially with
this didn't help anything, I don't think.
I mean, they were flooding. Everything was a comic book in 1984 with them. Every single thing. It was like Netflix now, where they were just throwing shit at a wall. I mean, the big guys were still hot. The Avengers and Spider-Man were still selling off the shelves, but everything else was not moving because it was garbage.
The X-Men was really picking up steam in 84.
It was picking up steam in 84, but not to the point that the Avengers and Spider-Mans were at that point. But it doesn't matter if they were selling; they were making too much schlock. Paying hundreds and hundreds of artists and writers and spending way too much money on trying to capitalize on the same things that Lucas and Hasbro and all those guys were just trying to find, a market to sell more stuff to kids.
Yes. When was Secret Wars?
I think Secret Wars was 84, I think. Yeah,
so this is right in the middle of Marvel trying to do that and failing miserably. So, yeah, that's the story of the Buckaroo Banzai.
I know it made $6 million. Do you have any idea what it cost?
15.
I'm guessing 20. 15. Okay. So
no, 17. 17 million. It cost 17 million, okay. But that's the thing, is it bankrupted the studio, right?
Right. Yeah.
The only one I mentioned.
If you don't have $10 million to play with, boy, you're batting pretty high with a $17 million budget here, pals. That was a bad deal.
It was. This was an all or nothing deal for everybody involved, except for the actors who all came out smelling like roses.
Right.
And allegedly there was some real problems getting things shot towards the tail end, not because the production was falling apart. They knew we can't spend any more money, but they're not watching the dailies, so we can kind of do whatever we want. But Lithgow had shot most of his stuff separately from Peter Weller, and the first scene that they shot together was when Peter Weller's in the torture device, and they couldn't get it going because anytime Lithgow said anything, Weller was just shooting snot out of his nose. He's like, really? You've been doing this the whole time? This is fucking brilliant. And then Christopher Lloyd would come in and do things, and then nobody could fucking keep a straight face between the two of them because they were so fucking funny. So I think that's fun too. But everyone that was in this loved the movie, loved being in it. It's one of their
It probably was a blast
highlights.
to make. It probably was a blast to make. But a blast to watch? I don't know. We'll find out. Let's get into this. Jackie, how does everybody look in this movie? This is the 80s. This is super 80s drip. It's got 80s drip. She's giving me the gross face.
Nobody looked good in this movie. Not a single person.
Not even Perfect Tommy?
Perfect Tommy it was probably the best dressed, but I really thought that the one that took it over the top and wins hands down is Jeff Goldblum in his cowboy outfit.
Yeah, hee-haw.
Yeah.
Why was he dressed as a cowboy? Just because of fashion?
I don't know.
Unclear.
Yeah, just like, was that costumes that came up with that? Or was that Jeff Goldblum like, hey guys, I got this. You want me to,
Well, I don't know that you could make a cowboy outfit that more accentuated his slender, tall figure. Because he's even got the V snap shirt. Like, did he bring that from home?
He might have brought it from home. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just so weird. And everybody else is dressed very 80s. Like, lots of shoulder pads, wide, dudes are wearing jackets that have big shoulder pads in them, not just the ladies in the 80s. And everybody's got, either spiky hair or deeply curly mullety hair. Except for Jeff Goldblum, who's wearing something that you would see Pee Wee wear at the Alamo.
Yes.
It's curious.
Very.
But maybe that's why we've got Jeff Goldblum. Maybe because he's just such a kook that's why we've got him. And because if you guys all remember how many times Jeff Goldblum's been on this podcast, surprisingly, like, whoa, Jeff Goldblum, your early career stunk. You're in a bunch of weird shit like this that didn't make any money, and you still are Jeff Goldblum. Like, Morgan Freeman didn't do that shit. Jeff Goldblum did that shit. So, I don't know.
No.
I think it's Jeff Goldblum.
His career trajectory should have been more like Clancy Brown's.
Right? Totally. Which, I mean, hats off to Clancy Brown anytime I can say it. But
yes,
Jeff Goldblum is beloved by all.
Yes. Clancy Brown is only beloved by us.
He's got quite a big following, but not
He's a
Bloomy level. Bloomy.
Yeah.
He's very well respected. Okay, let's get into this. So what we've got here is a guy, Peter Weller. He's Buckaroo Banzai. That's his name, Buckaroo Banzai. It's not a moniker or code name. His name is Buckaroo Banzai. Don't know if he's from the Northampton Banzais, but
it says in the beginning crawl that he's half Japanese, half American.
Right, but it's a dumb name, Sam.
It's really dumb. I remember. Do you remember when this shit came out?
No, I couldn't be bothered.
Okay, I remember when it came out and it was like Buckaroo Banzai. You're supposed to like it because you're the right age, but then it even petered out among its like intended audience. But there was always one kid that liked Buckaroo Banzai.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's all over the place. He's a neurosurgeon. He's a rocket scientist because he got bored being a neurosurgeon, even though he goes back to being a neurosurgeon in the movie. Then what else does he do? He's a martial artist, even though at no point in the movie does he do any martial arts other than dress in a gi and then put his katanas back on his katana rack. Like he just got done practicing.
Yeah.
But he never does. And he's also a rock star. He's got a band. Yep. And the Buckaroo Banzai boys are actually his science team as well. So he's a busy guy. He's like Regis.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing everything.
Busiest man on television.
Yeah. But the aliens, there's aliens, and the opening crawl tells us that there's aliens and that they're up in space and that they're watching all his activities as if they're the Klingons, not the Klingons, the Vulcans waiting for George Cromwell. George Cromwell? Go into space.
Oh, are you talking about
right?
First Contact?
Yeah, was George Cromwell? Or is George Cromwell the guy that tried to beat us in the American Revolution? What's his name? Jason Cromwell?
No.
Gary Cromwell.
Richard Cromwell?
That'll do, Pig. That'll do. God, he's a great actor. Why can't we do names today? Are we just stupid? Or did we take the stupid pills this morning? Yeah, okay. Or is it Buckaroo Banzai that did it to me? So now he's doing surgery. And,
but wait, there's more.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
What is the name of the bullshit device? It's not the flux capacitor in this, the something overdrive?
The overthruster?
Yeah, the dimensional overthruster.
Mm-hmm.
They put that prop on his ship in First Contact. No shit.
Oh, the same fucking prop?
The same prop, yeah.
Whoa.
That is a credible coincidence.
It is an incredible... James Cromwell. In James Cromwell's ship, the interdimensional overthruster or whatever the fuck it is in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a flux capacitor in this one.
Yeah, and then there's another Star Trek connection where I think when the dedication line on the commencement of the Excelsior in Star Trek has "wherever you go, there you are" written on the side of it.
That's so gross. I just what? No.
So there's people out there that fucking love this movie.
Yeah, like Roddenberry didn't have enough great quotes. You can't use another Roddenberry. You got to take something from this thing. And whether you like it or not, you got to admit it's a thing. It's a pile. It's a mess. It's a thing. Yeah. Also, it can't be the flux capacitor because Marty didn't go back in time until 1985. It is the prop. It is the one. I guarantee it's the center of the flux capacitor. But the flux capacitor came from this movie. I bet you fucking Christopher Lloyd nicked it. He walked it right out with it.
It is strikingly similar.
It's the exact same goddamn thing. It's a little upside down Y that lights up.
Yes.
That's the flux capacitor. Come on. As they're like, well, that looks cool. We'll do that too. Now, I'm pretty sure old Doc Brown took that with him. Hey, I got one, guys. I don't have very good Christopher Lloyd. Who does?
It's probably like 6 fans. It's the oscillation overthruster. And like some guy listening to this right now is like, oh my God, he called it by the right name finally. Because there's somebody real pissed off that we couldn't remember what that fucking thing was called, having just watched the movie.
There's lots of things that I can't remember what was called in this movie. So while he's doing neurosurgery, and I assume that this is supposed to be funny, but it doesn't work for me. He's also supposed to be launching a land speed record that maybe be a spaceship, but he's so busy. I'll get there when I'm done with what I'm doing, which is neurosurgery this second.
Also, let's talk about this. The fucking interdimensional vehicle. It's a fucking utility truck, an F-350.
Yeah. It's Dooley.
And this is a significant portion of this film's budget, is building this huge piece of shit.
They built a bullshit truck.
It's got a jet engine that they had to borrow from Northrop University on it.
Okay. It still weighs 8 tons. It cannot go 500 miles per hour. It weighs the mass of a small building.
I had this frame on a truck, and if you don't double shock the front of it, you can't even go faster than 80 because the whole front end will shake apart.
Because the whole front end is just a wall. It's a wall traveling through air. If I know anything about anything, it's that a fast car has to be pointy.
Yep.
It's got to be pointy and smooth. This thing is
just
a bunch of shit piled into the back.
At Ford in the 80s were given drawings and scientific formulas on aerodynamics, and they went, and they smashed them.
Like the old math gif in the 80s. Travel back in time. It's also like, it's bullshit. It's total bullshit. It's rattle canned painted.
Yes.
It's got just normal roll down windows. The cab has been replaced, but it's got normal roll down windows because at one point the window is down when he closes the thing. Well, but then he doesn't put there's not like a window he puts in. So I'm only can assume that he rolled up the windows.
No, so in the shots from outside of the vehicle, the prop vehicle that drives, it's got like a jet canopy thing that doesn't look like it even opens. When they're shooting the interior shots, it's just the inside of an F-Series pickup. It's got some bullshit in it. Right. It's TARDISing poorly. His bus TARDISes poorly as well.
Oh my God. Yeah, that too. So he shows up. Takes a chopper. Hey, I'm here. Gets in and lights it up and flicks a bunch of switches and turns on the flux capacitor and takes off down I'm assuming the salt flats.
Yeah.
But then he drives himself into a mountain.
Well, that's a very understated way of putting it, Jackie. I mean, that is what happens.
And then he ran over people inside the mountain.
Yeah, he did.
Right. It was almost like he was aiming for them, like, oh, there's a guy inside this interdimensional world, and fucking run that guy over in my big truck.
He veers off track. Everybody's freaking out. Where's he going? What's he doing? And then he turns on a laser that focuses on the mountain, and that laser opens up a portal to the 8th dimension.
Yes, the oscillation overdrive device shakes apart the electrons and then opens the window to the the 8th dimension, which is like the Phantom Zone, because that's where the bad guys from the aliens have been sent.
I literally have a note here that General Zod appears in this movie.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's a Phantom Zone. It's not even like this movie is just Superman 3 if they had done it right.
Yeah. 2.
Didn't have Richard Price. No, General Zod's in Superman 2, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
No, yeah, he goes to the Phantom
Superman
Zone.
3.
This is Superman 3 if Superman 3 hadn't been bullshit.
Had not, yes.
So, yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's driving through the mountain and the 8th dimension. What are those dudes doing there? Those floaty guys that he runs over? Are they
He ran over some dudes. Jackie's right. Like, he has dude goop on the front of the car when he comes back. He's like, ugh.
Are they the aliens that appear in this movie?
One of them kind of looks like a navigator from the first Dune movie.
Oh, I was going to say he looks like the gooby guy from Flight of the Navigator.
Though I think one of them is Batboy. So he did find Batboy in his natural environment at one point.
Yeah. He is an interdimensional being, Batboy.
But then he comes out and
what he's up to.
He comes out the other side of the mountain, and then he's got like a brain attached to the bottom of his car. So he brained one of those dudes. And then...
But it's living.
Yeah, but then they...
This thing never...
They put it back...
It never pays off.
Exactly. And they show it to the public in a jar of formaldehyde. So that thing is not living anymore. It is very much dead.
Well, it's moving around in that jar of formaldehyde.
Yeah, but how do we know that it's not just gaping for its last breath?
Well, it was alive. It's alive when it's stuck to his truck, Jackie. But it doesn't pay off. It never fucking pays off. It just disappears in like the first 30 minutes of this movie. Okay.
Just interdimensional roadkill.
Yeah, so let's get there. Meanwhile, John Lithgow plays a guy named Lizardo who must be 89 years old because he's in a loony bin.
Sure.
And he uses electrolysis on his tongue that jolts his memory back to 1938. And what he was teamed up with Professor Buckaroo's dad, I'm guessing.
Professor Hikita.
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 Okay. back in 1938 to invent a rocket sled that would do the exact same thing with lasers punching a hole and traveling into the 8th dimension. But unfortunately for Dr. Lizardo, he only got halfway through the wall with his butt hanging out. And I guess the aliens inside the wall were like, I gotcha. And one of them was like, I'm transferring my consciousness into you, like via Chucky. Like, you're my Chucky guy. I think. I thought that at first it turned him insane, but his motivations only make sense if he got Chuckied.
He is possessed. The consciousness of one of the aliens is in his body.
General Zod.
Yes. He's General Zod.
Okay. All right. So now he's in the bin. Meanwhile, Team Banzai has a rock gig in Jersey, and they start playing, and their music sucks.
How
it's
much
bad?
Like Dragon Force is influenced pretty heavy. Or what is that? Miami? What is the name of that movie?
It's Miami Connection. Yeah, Dragon Force.
Miami Connection seems like it's borrowing some things here.
Really? Because Dragon Force kicks the shit out of fucking Team Banzai.
Well, I mean, they both suck pretty bad. But
Dude,
Dragon Force is
rules.
Awesome. They suck in an awesome way.
Right.
But it's the same thing. He's got his bro team, and they're also a band.
He's got his bro team. Yeah. 2 saxophonists, though. So they were trying to do something cool, but they didn't. He stops the show, and he's like, wait up. I can hear someone crying through my monitors, which is not a thing. You can't hear anything but yourself play through your monitor. And he's like, bring up the spotlight. I want to find out who this crying person is and exploit them for my own entertainment purposes. Or maybe I'm like trying to like make it like, is this like a Lady Gaga thing that I'm trying to do here? Make a connection with my fan that needs help. But really all I'm doing is putting a big beam of light on this person who's having probably the worst day of their lives. That's me, Buckaroo Banzai. Woo!
Yep. Now I'm going to sing
holy
you
shit!
You're sad, huh? Let me sing you a sad piano song.
You look
That'll
just like
cheer you up.
You look just like my dead ex-wife or girlfriend or whatever. So I'm going to sing you a serenade and while you're crying. And I think that she thinks it's so bad that now that has driven her over the edge and she puts a gun to her head.
Yeah.
She was there to kill him.
She was there to kill herself.
Dubious. It's at some point she says that you were my target.
No, she was trying to stay in jail so she has a place to live. That's what I figure is happening there. She's like, if I confess to this, I'll at least have an apartment.
To killing
the
you.
The rent is too damn
Banzai.
high, even in 1982.
But why does she say that she was there to kill him if she wasn't?
So that she can go to jail.
So she was going to kill him and go to jail.
She was going to shoot herself, was gonna say, but then it went all wrong.
Then she wouldn't go to jail if she shoots herself, Sam. She says
but she doesn't want to go to jail. She wants to shoot herself. That doesn't work out. I was
there to kill you, Buckaroo Banzai.
Yes, she says that because now she's like, this isn't so bad. I have a place now. So she's like, I'm just going to confess.
Are you in Congress? Do you refuse to answer questions? Why did she say that? Well, no,
so that she can stay in jail. That's what I'm trying to say is that she has screwed up killing herself. And she's like, might as well just stay in jail. I'll just say, yeah, I was there to kill him. And then I'll go for attempted murder or whatever. Which is probably a slap on the wrist in LA in 1982. Either way, she's got a couple weeks to figure out, a new apartment.
Okay. Yeah, she doesn't shoot herself or him. She gets bumped and then guns come out everywhere. The whole band's got guns.
Because they're a crack team of science commandos.
Right. Lizardo, he breaks out of the loony bin because he has electro powers. Because I think where do the electro powers come from? Because Buckaroo's got them too.
Where do the electro powers? He doesn't get the electro powers until he gets zapped by the phone.
Right. So where do the electro powers come from? Like how do you get them?
The space aliens.
You rub your feet really, really fast over the carpet, and then when you touch somebody, it shocks them a little. That's
Okay.
That's what I think happened.
That's why loony bins don't have carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That and
why.
the urine. Okay. All right. So he zaps a guy, gets out, and Buckaroo, he goes to, the sad lady, she's in jail, he goes to see her, she says all that shit, and he's like, hey, you remind me of my ex who's dead. She's like, that's weird, I was adopted, and he's like, oh, doesn't tell her that any, even though she could probably figure it out on her own, that there was another lady running around that looks just like her, and she was adopted. Maybe she could put the dots together on her own. I don't know. So he gives a press conference. She's now part of the team. He gives a press conference to the entire, I'm assuming all of the nations, and she's there like she's fucking Frank Drebin.
Yes. And she knows science, apparently.
When did that, okay. Huh?
Because she gets how the thing works, the oscillation overdrive.
She shouldn't.
No, she shouldn't.
But then
she also thinks it's simple, and he's like, it's actually not. You're just super smart, which is why you're not making it in LA.
Right. Also, they were in New Jersey, which is worse.
What?
The gig was in New Jersey.
Okay.
So he picked her up in Jersey and drove her to LA. And if I know anything about New Jersey, it's not very far from New York. And if I know anything about New York, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Well, she's not making it in Jersey.
She's not making it in Jersey, but I'm just saying, hey, man, it's New York, right up the road. Take the turnpike. You make it in it there,
You know what there is in Jersey is always mattress work. But I mean, like, actually working at the Sealy factory.
Ooh,
that's there.
Yeah, nice dodge. Okay. So the space aliens are watching this news conference, and he's like, yeah, I went to the 8th dimension, I got this thing in a jar. And hold on, the phone's ringing. It's the president? Okay, I'll be right there. Let's go to the payphone. And then the aliens in their spaceship are like, dickhead, we're not the president. And then they zap him with electricity through the phone.
Yes.
To be a dick? Or
no, so that he can see the other bad aliens that they need him to fight off.
Oh, right. They give him they live powers.
Yes.
Yes.
He now has the they live glasses built in. Mm-hmm. And he's given a formula that doesn't also pay off. So you have the brain pineapple.
Oh, it does. It does. The formula does pay off. Barely.
Okay, I missed that part, so you'll have to fill me in when we get there.
It's a total MacGuffin, but it's there. I'll just skip because it doesn't matter. It's the vests that they wear. The professor makes the vests, and they wear the vests, and now they can.
That makes sense.
Not really.
I mean, it doesn't, but at least it went somewhere.
They're wearing vests so they can see things. If I know anything about vests, like I have really bad vision now because I'm older, but if I put on a vest, woo-hoo-hoo, crystal clear. You put on glasses to see things. Why don't they wear glasses? God damn it.
Because it's an olfactory. They said it's like a smell chemical thing.
So a vest? No, it doesn't make sense, Sam.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense. It's stupid.
But they do look more like science commandos in motocross.
Yeah, they look like shields. That's all it is. Right. So out of nowhere, Doc Brown shows up. He's the leader. His name. So this is another stupid thing about this movie. There's two. Let's just get what's going on here. You got good aliens. They're not good aliens. They're just aliens that aren't fucking with our shit unless we fuck with their shit, which right
Yeah.
now we are fucking with their shit because Peter Weller went into the 8th dimension and freed General Zod. And so now the good aliens are like, you better fix this or we're going to fucking light up Malinsk, which is going to make the Russians think that you attacked, and then they're going to retaliate, and you're going to retaliate and blow up the world. So we're done.
And
we're going to wipe our hands of the situation.
Dance around it because the movie doesn't. It's a race war. The black aliens and the white aliens are in a race war.
Yes, 100%. Even though they all look the same, but it's in their names. They're black blackalobes. Black electrobes and the redalobes or something like that. But yeah, It's a race war. But he is also General Zod, so he's a bad guy. So Doc Brown is the head. Anyways, where I was getting at with Doc Brown is these guys came to Earth in 1938 under cover of Orson Welles' radio play of War of the Worlds.
Yes.
Where they brainwashed him into doing it so that they could actually land and nobody would notice. Like, oh, that was just a hoax. Well, the thing is Orson Welles never said that it was anything other than a radio play. He was just reading H.G. Wells. No, he didn't say, yeah, I was pretending it was real. No, he's fucking acting in a radio play, and stupid people thought it was real because they're stupid. That not even the thing is it's I did a whole deep dive on this one day while sitting on the toilet. Not even that many people thought it was real.
No,
there was like 2 suicides throughout the country. It was not panic in the streets. It was just 2 stupid people it's over, and that was it.
An overwhelming percentage of the population didn't even listen to it.
No, and it was like publicized like for months and months, and it's on CBS radio. Orson Welles reads blah blah blah, and I did like the Orson Welles joke in this where they said, "Wait, the guy that sells the wine."
The wine. Yeah, that was fucking great.
Oh, the French.
Yeah. So I just drink it, right? That's it. That guy. And then he gets fired from them saying that he never drank the wine when one of the outtakes of him doing the wine commercials is him blasted out of his mind on the wine. And he's so drunk that he thinks that his job is to show up and drink the wine.
He's an impressive man.
See the light. Oh, God. What a national treasure. So that doesn't make sense. It's a dumb origin story, but whatever. Roswell.
Yeah.
And so they landed here and they've been living among us and they hacked a bunch of, I guess, I don't know if they hacked into or stole people's social security number, but they all think that all Earth people are named John something. And so every single one of the aliens is named John blank. And, Doc Brown's John is named John Big Booty.
Big Booty. Booty.
Big Booty. It's Booty! Which is a joke that gets beaten to death, but finally gets beaten to death so much that it actually comes back just a little bit with me. So he shows up. He's the head of this. I call them the van aliens. They're aliens in the van.
Yeah.
And he starts shooting away. Shoots Jeff Goldblum, and that never really goes anywhere. Like he's just okay.
You think they shoot him, but it's the other guy.
No, it's Reno. They shoot Reno, Nevada.
Oh,
yeah,
it's,
because they both had
Pepe Cerna.
A red shirt on. It was really confusing.
Oh, okay, all right. And that guy did have a cast on later, so I guess he got shot in the arm. Buckaroo Banzai chases the van on a Harley, and the aliens get, there's some other aliens. They're floating around in one of their little ships. They get shot down by some hunters, while all this is happening. And, the van guys, they find it. The hunters find the ship. The cops are there. Buckaroo Banzai pulls up, and the van aliens are trying to break into it because there's some other John, who's twins with John Parker, fell out and bonked his head. And then now John Parker gets out and he's like, I've got a special a candygram for Mongo.
Yeah.
And he runs out. Now there's some other guy in the pod that they're like whacking at trying to crack it open to get at, and I don't know whatever happens to this alien in the pod or the pod itself or anything of that.
It disintegrates, and he says farewell. He's like,
"Why?
Sorry, I didn't make it out of here. This is self-destructing with me in it, but John Parker made it out. The other guy fell down and hit his head and died.
Yeah, that was
John
awesome.
Parker made it out, and he's going to be all right. We're going to win because John Parker."
He's got the candygram. Okay, so they see Buckaroo Banzai. They chase him around. He gets away because some little kid heard the call for help or something, like his Dick Tracy watch rang, or I don't know. And he's like, "Dad, let's go rescue Buckaroo Banzai again in our chopper." So they throw him a rope ladder and he gets away. Ha ha ha. Bet you didn't know I had a little kid who's got access to a chopper. So John Parker, alien, he gets to Buckaroo Banzai headquarters and he delivers the package, but they don't let him in. Meanwhile, Banzai band, they crack the code to the whole thing I just told you about. I read notes in order, sorry, but we've already covered that. The van aliens, they go to Buckaroo Banzai's place. They hop the fence, and John Parker's like, "Whoa, wait, I can do that too?" And he bounces over the fence. But then he immediately gets he immediately gets nabbed though. Like,
yeah, the fucking strike team doesn't get the 3 guys. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
But they went after the black guy.
So they have a conversation with the leader of the other race of aliens. She recounts everything that I said, but we forgot to mention that he's got until sunset before they destroy Molinsk. Oh yeah, one of their boys get killed by the van aliens here.
Yes.
And that's how they get on alert. Well, he's down a drummer, I think. I assume it's a drummer.
It's not the drummer.
Oh, okay, wow. Good thing I had 2 saxophonists.
Yeah. No, I think he's just the mechanic. There seems to be a lot of other underlings. Like he's got the top guys of his Science Commandos rock band, but it's a pretty big operation. So they've just got a lot of general employees, and that guy's he's just their garage mechanic.
He's just, okay. All right.
But he's good enough to build an interdimensional vehicle, or he's a good enough mechanic to make at base an F-350 go 500 miles an hour.
It's a pretty good mechanic.
That's pretty good.
So they're overrun. Let's get them. They're running all over the place, and the professor's like, "Oh shit, I'm getting chased. I got the overthruster. Here, Penny, take it before I get nabbed." But then she turns around and she's immediately nabbed. So now the aliens have got her, but they don't realize that they've got the overthruster. And then Clancy Brown dies. No, Clancy Brown.
No, right.
Poison spidered. Because they have those. They're like living spiders that they could have like used for other things to great effect.
And they would just like spit them at people.
Yeah.
But then later they use guns.
What the hell?
You can spit deadly spiders that are actually more lethal than bullets because you can hit somebody in the arm and they'll eventually die from it.
Uh-huh.
And there's no antidote, according to... There's no antidote, according to the John Parker.
Right. So they call it to POTUS. They finally get a hold of him this time, and they tell him the whole situation, and the Secretary of Defense is like, "This is bullshit. We're not dedicating resources to this."
Notice who the national security advisor that's there that handles the phone for him is?
No, I didn't notice who that was.
It's fucking Yakov Smirnov.
Oh, was it really? Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. How about that?
And they're talking about Russia, so I feel like they missed an opportunity for a Yakov Smirnov joke there.
Right, totally. POTUS does do the look at the camera and say, "My God." So there's that. Lizardo, he calls the BB boys and it tells them that he's now with the aliens, like he's linked up with them. They're all together now at their alien HQ, and I got your girlfriend. Tell me where the device is. I got your girlfriend. And they're like, okay, well, we're gonna storm your HQ with our They Live vests, and we're gonna have a couple strike teams. It's gonna be sweet.
And this is when I start going in and out of the movie.
Jackie did fall asleep twice in this movie, so yeah. This is the point. And
now that has been mentioned, I will just say we don't have to save this for the end. I have never been able to watch this all the way through without falling asleep one time until today.
Wow.
Today is the first time that I've ever been able to watch this movie in one try.
How about
I think
that?
I've seen it like 4 or 5 times, but never all at once. And it's usually like I fall asleep and I don't even try the second half again for like 3 days.
Yep, I fell asleep and then I wake up and I'd look and they'd still be running around with their guns in the air, and I wasn't sure where they were at, but every time I would open back up my eyes, they were running around with their guns, and it just seemed like the longest 20 minutes of my life trying to stay awake for this part.
It was very slow paced. Like,
yes,
the storm and strike team. It's a lot of like not barrel rolling and diving over barrels. It's like kind of creeping down hallways with their guns pointed up, and
they're just wandering around. Yeah. And then it's got spliced in intercut with some people kind of mumbling about science. Mm-hmm, it couldn't be more boring.
That's literally on paper. There is one thing that happens here is when the POTUS, he's getting ready to launch because the Soviets have gone quiet, and they're like, this is real bad. And the general says, you know what? I'm scared. I'll admit it. I can hardly hold my fudge.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably the best line in the whole movie.
I've never heard anybody say that.
Yep.
Good thing I wore my brown pants.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, they're sneaking around. They take Buckaroo Banzai. They capture him, take him to the shock tower, and he starts getting zapped. It's kind of, and the team's there, and they trip alarm. They finally start shooting at each other. And Penny, the guys that are torturing her and trying to get the information from her. She won't budge. They're like, oh, we gotta go. Damn it. Well, I'll just leave this slug to James Bond death her. A slug. Sure you don't want to, just spit the poison spider on? I mean, she's tied up. She can't dodge it. You want to go with the slug. The slow moving.
Is the slug actually going to do anything? It's just going to get slimy face.
Ew, gross.
Is that what he hit in the interdimension that made his car slimy? Is one of those?
Yeah, it might be. They're like the armadillos of the 8th dimension.
Yeah. Flying slugs.
Yeah. So they just walk up and he grabs after he gets freed by freeing himself. He just grabs the slug and throws it against the wall. Okay. Now she's free, but I guess she got beat up or something. She doesn't look harmed. She just looked like she was tied up and sleepy.
Yeah, they didn't really do anything to her. So she's just sadder than usual.
They couldn't because they were trying to use her tell us where the overthruster is and we'll free your girlfriend. And he puts her on screen. If she was all fucked up, he'd be like, no, you fucked her up. I want her back now.
But later the kid they had the overthruster the whole time.
Yeah, it was in her purse.
Oh, she did have it. She just wasn't giving it to him. She's never going to break.
Right.
They didn't look in the clear bag? What a bunch of nutsacks.
Yeah, no. Interdimensional travel, stumped by purses. And I can't blame them. Every time Jackie says, get my keys, they're in my purse, I have the little hair stand up on the back of my neck.
Because you're never going to fucking find it. I don't go for that either. I just like 2 arms out, here's your fucking purse. Don't tell me to get things out of here. I don't know what's in. I don't want to know what's in here.
There could be like old gummy worms and stuff in there. You don't know what's in there. You can't see. There's so much stuff that it's like you stick your hand. It's like sticking your hand into the thing in Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to stick my hand in there.
It's like Dune. Put your hand in the box. No.
What's
in there? Pain?
Likely. There could be sharp instruments in there. Hell,
there's just too much shit. I'm never going to find it. That's
the problem. It's not just about fire. I don't know what's in there. Okay, so anyways, they get her out, but she's all fucked up for some reason. The aliens are evacuating to their ship. So Buckaroo Banzai and John Parker, they get into like a pod it's like the aliens basically have a big Zeppelin. And they get into the little airplanes that are attached to the Zeppelin.
Sure.
And
so
they take off.
They built a spaceship instead of the bomber for the government.
Mm-hmm.
And then they built a little fighter that comes off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't think that it would be bad if somebody stole that part of it.
They didn't steal it. They're in for the ride. Like they're just,
I know, but like later,
Lithgow's
going to be like, get out of here. And he kicks him out. And it's like, dude, you just told them, by the way, you can shoot me down now, you fucking dumbass.
Yeah, it's not a smart move, but I think he was hoping that they were going to fall to the ground and die before he figured out how to fly it. But he's Buckaroo Banzai.
He's Buckaroo Banzai.
Hey, these controls are just like driving a truck, which would not work in flight. But hey, if he knows how to do one thing, it is drive a truck.
Yeah. He can drive a truck 500 miles an hour, which is not safe. So
through a mountain.
Through a mountain.
So
this thing's like a cakewalk.
Mm-hmm. So they fucking shoot him down. I mean, it is anticlimactic as hell. Like, I'll get you, buds, because they laser him straight out of the sky and blow up his whole spaceship. And the one alien stand down. She's like, we do not need to blow up Minsk. Let's go home. And the missiles calm down. And do you want to live forever? Doesn't actually, Forever Young, that song doesn't actually happen. So that's it. He finds her. She's all like dead, I guess. But then he electroshops her face by kissing her, and she comes back to life. And then
she wasn't even dead.
I don't see how she could be dead, but that's what the movie kind of like.
Well, no,
she's got a blanket over her, Sam.
She's been melodramatic the entire time.
She just
what's her?
She just likes to sleep with a blanket on her head. Makes her feel safe, like the monsters can't find her.
Not John Grease says, I'm sorry, there's nothing more I could do.
Jeff Goldblum's like, I did all I could, but that's what he, like, maybe he's like, I did all I could, but she's just really poopy right now.
She's still
pretending to be dead, so get ready for that.
I think she's fucking dead, and his electricity kiss brought her back to life. That makes more sense in the world of this movie than what you guys are saying.
She's dead, so I put her in your bed so you could have sex with her dead body before we toss her out the side of the bus onto the New Jersey Turnpike.
Look, man, it was that or the shower. I mean, it's an RV. There's not a dead body storage compartment in here. Sorry. We got our fishing gear underneath, showers filled with fucking band's equipment, and your bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then like there's a shot of the aliens, and they go as he's kissing her, and the alien goes, "Big deal. So what?" And then the credits roll. What the fuck was that?
Then it's time for the best part of the movie.
No! Stop right there! What is the deal with the alien saying, big deals, so what?
I don't know.
Is it is that like a tie-in to the sequel as well? Like, now you've defeated it and found love, but so what? Have you actually done anything important with your life, Buckaroo Banzai? Like, save the planet. Yeah, I just did that. Also saved your fucking alien race from General Zod. So I don't or is she like, what's love got to do with it?
Shut up, bitch.
Got to do. Well, it was stupid. It sucked. Now you can do, because nobody's going to answer me, I guess. Or even
I don't know what I don't know what to say about that, because
that's a problem.
I didn't even back it. I didn't know what he said, and I'm like, I'm not even going to back this up to see what he said, because it just doesn't fucking matter. And I think he said as much, right?
But
I'm here for no reason.
That's Frank Langella's hand coming up out of the goop, saying, "I'll be back, He-Man."
Yeah.
It's important. They put it there for a reason, and if you can't explain what that reason is, that is a fucking problem with this movie, fanboys that think this thing's awesome. That's a big fucking deal.
What does it mean?
It's important. If you can't figure it out, then this movie sucks.
Oh, the movie sucks. It's whether you like it or not.
Not according to a lot of fucking people. This thing's got a 70 on Metacritic. Fucking George Ebert fucking loved it. Yeah, no, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Roger Ebert.
Gene Siskel said when he saw it the first time, he's like, this is going to be, they're not going to make any money, but this is going to be a fucking cult movie. Mark my words, in 20 years, people are going to fucking talk about this.
There's 100 that are just like this that are better and aren't stupid in the same way.
No, they aren't. They are not filled with a genuinely charming cast doing a good job.
I beg
because
give me a
of the
week,
best part of the movie. And why I always think, because I won't watch this but every 10 years or something, and then I fall asleep, except for this time. For whatever reason, you'll run in to the fucking end credit sequence where they're all doing the walk dance thing in the LA River, and it's fucking great, and the music's great, and you're like, oh yeah, Buckaroo Banzai, I should watch this. This is going to be awesome. And then you do, and you're like, they should have made the movie that had started at the end of this, maybe.
I don't know. I disagree greatly with you. That was awesome. These guys are jackoffs. They're not I mean, look, Megaforce itself is a movie about jackoffs, but Megaforce gets to walk through the fucking tunnel like they accomplished something. Those guys have the right to do that in a movie that doesn't make any sense. These guys are 100% jackoffs. Like, the movie tells us they're jackoffs.
Some of them are dead, but they're still there.
Right.
Clancy Brown's like, I'm back.
Hey. I didn't like the LA River sequence. I was like, who the fuck do you think you are?
You turned it off.
Who the fuck do you... Yeah, totally.
That was
Buckaroo Banzai?
That was the one thing I thought, okay, this is going to pay off. And then Justin turned it off. And I was like, okay, guess I'm not going to get to see that.
You didn't even get to see the best part.
They just finger gunned each other. They just finger gunned each other. Like, hey, you're the guy. No, you are.
Yeah.
You guys are jackoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Questions, starting with Jackie. Are they jackoffs?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're total jackoffs. Okay, seriously, you ask a question, though.
I don't have any. This movie was so stupid and so boring that I just fell asleep. So, I mean, that's going to tell you where I'm at. I don't have any questions because I couldn't follow it.
Boom. Already. I didn't even need a week. Fucking Rocky Horror, man. That's a fucking incredibly charming cast on a shoestring production that hugely flopped and kicks the shit out of this Because it fucking is tight. It's tight as fucking
it's
hell.
Tight. That's what I'm saying is like this is
a fucking
lot of other
loose
movies
shit show.
that are shitty that aren't as good as this because they don't have the performance of the cast. This movie sucks, but everybody in it is charming. Even
and so that
Lewis Smith
that's why
is
it gets
perfect.
a 70.
Tommy.
That's why it gets a 70.
I don't know because my first question
Come
is 67 Rotten Tomatoes fair?
No.
I think it's too high.
I think it's too high.
Fucking high. Like
I think 43 would be where this
generous.
should be.
I'm giving it a 4 out of 10 on the bad movie scale, and I'm gonna give it probably a 3 out of 10 on the good movie scale. I don't think that this is good. I don't.
It's
think
not
it's
good. It doesn't. It's a mess.
Well, no, I don't think that it's good bad. I don't think that it's curious good. Like it's such a cute little film, like Lisa Frankenstein. I don't think it's anything. I think it's just a pile of fucking film, as if Godfrey Ho had directed it. It is just piles of film.
Godfrey Ho would have left half of this shit on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, I don't understand the attraction.
You know else?
Like anything that Fred Ward was doing in the 80s is also like totally the same stupidity, but way fucking better. Voyage of the Rock Aliens is a tight production compared to this. It's just, I don't see any positive other than Jeff Goldblum making me smile once occasionally because I look at his face and say, hey, that's Jeff Goldblum. I look at the fucking homes.com commercial that he's in or whatever, the apartments.com, and I get the same reaction and I'm watching a commercial. I don't have to do it for 2 fucking hours. I think this movie actually sucks and is a waste of Jeff Goldblum and all these other people.
Huh.
Yeah, no, man, it's way too generous. I don't get it.
They give a 10-year-old an assault rifle, a Mini 14.
Yeah, like the kid in fucking Swamp Thing does the Swamp Thing better. Like it was like I didn't know. It just felt forced. Everything felt forced. I have a question. What's Ellen Barkin's deal?
Like, right I don't know.
She's got a new show called Animal Kingdom on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix or it's on Prime. It's kind of bringing her back.
Was she good? Like, did she do good things? Like, you know, we just lost Diane Keaton. Did she ever Diane Keaton it out? Or was she just the kind of weird looking hot lady?
I don't know of anything that she's in that's actually really good.
Okay. All right.
Like, I'm looking at it now to see, and I'm not seeing anything.
Just, I remember, like, during the 90s, you'd look through cast lists, and even into the 2000s, oh, Ellen Barkin's in it. Well, maybe that's something. But now I can't think of why I thought that. Like, Ellen Barkin is in these. She's like Gene Simmons's wife. The hell? Kate, no. She's just that kind of character. I guess she's a character actor, but I don't know. I can't put
Tender Mercies with Robert Duvall's probably her best movie.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I can't figure her out.
So what do you think happened to Dr. Lizardo, the real Dr. Lizardo?
He's probably still in there. Not in the 8th dimension. He's probably trapped inside of his body. In the butt. Like he got pushed down.
Or did he switch and he's just like in the 8th dimension in one of their bodies going slowly insane.
And then getting ran over by Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah.
He's either dead, according to the way that this film works, he's either dead from getting ran over, that's his brain in a jar, or he's in his own butt.
Huh.
I'm going with brain in the jar. He's dead and formaldehyde.
So
that's why when he that last gasp in the jar. It's like, you're talking about me. So what?
Okay. So he enters another dimension and then comes out of it, and then he's farther away than he should be.
Mm-hmm.
This is exactly how the hyperspace drive works in Star Wars, correct?
What do you mean? Like, I thought you.
That's how hyperdrive works in Star Wars.
I thought you could be pretty accurate and go where you want to go.
You can if you use the right lanes, but it's essentially the exact same principle that he used on the mountain.
The other, you got to put in. You got to put the coordinates into the hyperdrive computer so it can calculate you a route, so you don't end up in the
center
supernova.
of the sun.
Yeah,
because it's parallel, but that's what it does. So he's not calculating a hyperspace lane route, but he has, in effect, the oscillation overdrive is a hyperdrive.
I think it's more like Wind in the Willows. Not Wind in the Willows.
I think I'm right on this one.
Something in time. God damn it. The one where I think it's more string theory. You know, the ant on the string. Oh, it's got a long one, then you just shorten the gap between the two things. But he doesn't even shorten the gap.
Apparently I know way more about how hyperdrive works than you do.
He drives through the mountain at the same speed. He comes out of the other side of the mountain at the same speed he was going, and it takes the same amount of time. He doesn't shorten distance at all. He's just driving 500 miles an hour through the mountain into the eighth dimension and then out of the eighth dimension on the other side at the same rate that he was going when he traveled it there at the same time that he would get it there.
But he's 100 miles away.
If there was no mountain.
He's 100 miles from where he started.
Okay, so he did go a little faster.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
That's hyperdrive. That's how hyperdrive works in fucking Star Wars.
Then why would you worry about getting stuck into a supernova then if you could just go
Because he doesn't know any about the goddamn plotting routes because he just invented the fucking thing. But it works on the exact same principle.
You can't go through things. You have to avoid them. Why would you avoid them if you could just go through them? You should go straight.
That doesn't count. Yeah, I mean, he would have gone through the mountain still. But by going into a different dimension and coming out of it farther away is exactly how the hyperdrive works.
Okay. It seems like we're just not going to get anywhere with that, and we're probably not fanboys enough to figure it out, but
Well, I am sure that I know more about hyperdrive than you now.
Oh my God, you guys sound like my dad can beat up your dad. No, he can't.
Totally.
Yes, you can. Shut up. No, you shut up.
I am 100% good on that argument, Sam. Whatever you want to say. Yup. Fuck off. Let's just do it. Final recommendations. Jackie's going to probably take the longest. I think she has a lot to say about this movie, so let's start with her.
I mean, it had some good moments in it that were kind of funny and that were creative, like the watermelon. And I don't know. Just overall, it's just too much for one character to be a scientist, a bandmate, a ninja, and then now he's an alien fighting, rocketeer driving, car wielding through the mountains guy. Like, dude, just pick one. Like, he doesn't have to be all of these things. It's kind of stupid. And then
and half of them he never even uses.
Right.
Yes.
And then, after that, his crack shot team, they kind of seem like a bunch of losers that just hang out in a mansion and they don't really do anything. The only one that really does jack shit is Jeff Goldblum when he's trying to find a cure for the starfish things that get stuck on people's faces. And then, well, I guess Clancy, his character, he was kind of like security detail. And, that...
He was the tough.
Yeah. But, like, everybody else was just kind of like an entourage and not really helpful to the crack team.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that I fell asleep during an action movie does not help this movie's case. Like, I think if you're sick on a Sunday and you're going to fall asleep anyway. If you're sick on a Sunday and you're going to fall asleep anyway, you might as well watch this movie. But
you'd say that about Birdemic. That's not a review.
I'm going to say no, don't. It was boring as fuck.
Jackie actually did a lot of the legwork that I was going to do right there. So good job for that, Jax. You said a lot of you took the words right out of my mouth. It's convoluted as fuck. You got to stay up on top of it to even get a sense of what's happening plot wise. And then once you do, the other problem, and I'm not taking anything away from John Lithgow, but John Lithgow delivers a lot of the exposition. And his character is, I think, supposed to be silly because his accent is so outlandish.
Yes.
But when he's delivering exposition, you're a little bit like, you got to backtrack and you got to translate what he just said, which is possible. It's not like, oh, that's gibberish. But then you've already missed the next line. So the whole story is very convoluted with it, and it's joking with itself doesn't help that by any means. Just forget the fucking 8th dimension thing, dude. Aliens are here. One of them's bad and wants to fucking take over the Earth. Or like, it's supposed to be a campy movie, and instead it's got this like fucking 8th dimension. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. It doesn't work for me in any capacity as a cult film or an enjoyable bad movie. It's just a pile of shit, and I didn't like it. And I really want to know why anybody would, and argued well rather than like, well, it's just different. That's not a fucking reason, dude. We watch different. Go fucking watch anything out of Japan. That's fucking different, unless you're from Japan. Or the Philippines even. Like, this is just not, just because it's different doesn't mean that it's worthwhile. I didn't even think it was that creative. It's just, there's a bunch of movies like this, and this one was really crummy. So I gave it a total don't. Sam?
I don't know what to do. I mean, it's not very good. This is the first time I've ever watched it all the way through. But that being said, I watched it all the way through without falling asleep finally, and I didn't hate it. That's the thing. I don't hate it. I just don't. There's nothing to like about it, really. Because other than, like, Jeff Goldblum and Perfect Tommy. And that's the problem, is that Buckaroo Banzai is a scientist, ninja, rock star, traveler hero, and he's like the fourth most interesting person in the movie.
Right, that too.
That's, I think, the biggest problem with this, is that he himself, Peter Weller, does such a good job grounding the character that you're like, why the fuck do I even care about you?
Yeah.
I want Perfect Tommy the movie.
There absolutely could have been a movie here that would have been worthwhile, but they needed to fucking make a decision, and they never made a decision on what this movie was, and it can't be 4 genres mashed into each other. It can't. It's
I actually think that it would be fine. I don't think that your script is fine. It's stupid, but this is an entertaining movie. It would be a do if that fucking action sequence was an action sequence. It's 45 minutes or 26 minutes of people wandering around. Like, if the middle of this movie is snappy and eventful, even with the same exact story, you've got something. But it's not, and people fall asleep. 2 of 3 people talking about it right now have fallen asleep because of that.
True. And I had to fight
I can't give it a do because it put me to sleep 6 times. Barely been the only time I've watched it all the way through without falling asleep was when I gave myself the assignment to do so for this podcast.
All right, here's my recommendation. I think it's a do for you to watch it so that you could then tell me what happens, because I keep falling asleep during it.
Yeah.
I don't want to finish.
And it's also,
myself.
it's like, do or don't for us. It's like, if you haven't fucking seen it already,
Yeah.
I haven't. This is the first time I'd ever seen it.
Oh, that's the first time you'd ever seen it?
That's the first time I've ever seen it, too. But it's almost like, Justin, you're giving them the Pepsi challenge. Like, can you stay awake throughout this whole movie? Or will you be like Sam and Jackie?
No, I mean, it was just even in an episode of the Bad Movie Bible that I just watched on YouTube where he talked about it. And he was tepid with it as well. But I think he gave it a 6 out of 10. And I just can't do that. I just cannot do it.
No.
The makeup isn't even that good. Like, it's just rubber masks. And they all look the same. I mean, they don't all look the same. They are. It is the character or the actors wearing the rubber masks, so they stretch to fit. You can tell that one's Christopher Lloyd, one's the guy with the tall head, and one's some other guy. But they're mass-produced masks. They don't have any character to them at all. John Lithgow has nasty, grody teeth for some reason. And wild hair. It's just it doesn't ring with me like the makeup does of these other insane 80s movies that we talk about all the time.
Or that we can compare it to its direct peer of Ice Pirates that cost half as much, looked better, was more fun. Like, I think I was on the fence giving it a due until I read that it cost twice as much as Ice Pirates. And I'm like, this thing doesn't look half as good as Ice Pirates.
It does not.
Ice Pirates is like, and now Ice Pirates again, I'm like, man, I love fucking Ice Pirates. Like, yeah, it's a don't because it like squanders all of its shit. Actually, I'm kind of mad now that I found out that it cost $17 million fucking dollars.
It's really inefficient.
If this was 8, I'd be fine with it.
I think I'd need 5. But
5.
Either way, that's 3 don'ts from us, which is not what I was hoping for when we picked this movie, Sam. I was hoping for something good. Next 2 weeks on the show, it's Jackie's pick. It is Spooktober, Jackie, so I do think that you should stick with what you lined up.
Yep, we are going to do Final Destination. I believe we're on the 3rd one now.
Yeah, we're on the 3rd one.
Final Destination 3.
Gets even more dumb. Okay.
Final Destination 3, and then finally...
Is Bloodlines the 4th one, or is it the 5th one?
No, I don't know. I'm just waiting for like 2 weeks after that when we can finally be done with Fly Hard movies and you do fucking
I'm doing I'm done with
which
I'm out,
I should mention this week on Paramount I watched this thing called Fight or Flight with Josh Hartnett that is basically just a really crappy clone of Bullet Train but on a plane.
Okay.
And because it didn't try to do anything more, like Bullet Train tried to do too much. It tried to be a little sentimental here and there. It tried to do things. Whereas Fight or Flight was just like, nah, we're just going to have kind of a crazy brawl on a plane, okay? I liked it.
All right.
I liked it. It's a do.
What was that streaming on?
Paramount.
Okay. All right. Also, we should say that for people who were like me and said, no way could this possibly be good, my family watched Naked Gun with the Neesons, also streaming on Paramount Plus. It's fucking good. It's not great, but it's fucking good.
It was pretty good.
So,
I liked it.
Shocker. Yeah, it's a shocker. Yeah, all right, everybody, have a great half month and get to the chopper.